There is no future for people who deny their past. My foreparents, my grandparents.
Welcome to the Final Boss podcast, your ultimate destination for urban culture, community vibes, and live conversations with the movers and shakers of the streets. Join us as we explore the rhythm of the one beat at a time. Let's get the show started. Turn up the volume, sit back and relax, and welcome to the Final Boss podcast, hosted by Turbo, the CEO, and follow us on all social media platforms.
You're listening to the Final Boss podcast.
Welcome to the Final Boss podcast. I'm your host, Turbo, the CEO. And tonight, we have a great show for you guys. We have a great show for you. I hope everyone is having a grand old time this week. I hope your weekend went well or is going well. And we are here. As soon as I adjust my camera, nope, don't like that one. I'll be right with you guys. Listen, thank you for tuning in. And thank you to my smarts and my final bosses. You guys have been here with me since the beginning. And I want to thank you for your continued support. Please continue to send in your feedback. Send us your emails. Send us social media content. Now, I've something is telling me, I'm telling you, man, the things and energy are remarkable. That's all I have to say. The things and energy are remarkable, and it goes without fail. And I'm not surprised. But anyway, man, let's get into it. Thank you for being here. Look, we got a great show for you tonight. Sorry about the short delay, but I'm trying to adjust my camera, man. Something happened. I hate when the settings go eerie wrong. Oh my gosh. This no, I don't want to edit my layout. Let's broaden the scope so we can see what's really going on. That's too big. Nope. Hey, Auntie. Hey, Ma Dukes Tea Biscuits in the building. Y'all know I love my family who continuously are supporting me through all of these efforts of bringing you the best quality show that I can bring. Now, I don't know what I did, but for some reason, my camera is out of whack. And give me a second, man. I know y'all got time on your hands. I appreciate you. I want to give you the best product. So be patient with me as I make some adjustments. You know what? That's going to have to be it for tonight. Y'all know the logo. Y'all know what show it is. You see it. The final boss. Yes. So let's go. Man, tonight. Episode number 89. Man, we almost at 100. Hey, listen. Hey, Hector. I need you to be paying attention to this episode, my friend, because you, my valued friend, your show is coming up very soon. Also, Miss Quaterbottom, Miss Shanika Quaterbottom, I'm calling you out. I need my promo. And to my beautiful, wonderful cousins, the millennials, I need my promo. I need my promo. Listen, I need my promo. We have you scheduled on the show, but I need my promo. So let's get to it. Episode number 89. Tonight. Man, we got a wonderful show. 7 minutes in. Let's get to it. So it's a lot happening in the world right now. Man, it's a lot happening in the world. Stay tuned. Make sure you, if you're not following daily, try to watch something at least once a week. Just knuckle down, gather some patience, and watch at least one episode of the news so you can keep abreast of all the different things that are happening. And tonight's show, and the reason why I said it, because tonight's show is about the news. So, and the actual topic of tonight is citizen journalism. Unveiling the world of citizen journalism. I'm going to say that a few times throughout the night. Unveiling the world of citizen journalism. Our brass tacks tonight. Our brass tacks comes from Ariana Huffington. But before we get into the brass tacks, make sure you like, share, subscribe, send us some stars. Like I said before, we enjoy the feedback. Continue to send us feedback. If you hadn't had a chance, go check out the merch store. I'm revamping the merch store. So go check it out. The products are out there. Whether we're going to be revamping the store or not, the products aren't going to change. So make sure you are checking out the merch, right? Make sure you are checking out the merch. And this is for entertainment purposes only. And with that being said, I have to give you guys the greeting of the day. The greeting of the day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And if you're just tuning in, welcome. Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, episode number 89, unveiling the world of citizen journalism. And to get started, we're going with tonight's brass tacks. Tonight's brass tacks comes from Ariana Huffington. Here it is. Citizen journalism is rapidly emerging as an invaluable part of delivering the news. With the expansion of the web and the ever decreasing size and cost of camera phones, video cameras, the ability to commit acts of journalism is spreading to everyone. That is tonight's brass tacks, and that's coming from Ariana Huffington. Ariana Huffington. Do I still got you guys? Okay. I thought I pressed something that. Cool. All right. So, if you've been following me for some time now, you know I like to dive into different areas, different topics. The two shows that are pretty consistent during the week are the Tuesday show with the Sensei and our Thursday show, which is like an entrepreneur segment. It's an entrepreneur segment where I have a guest host who is a business owner, entrepreneur. They're doing charity work or they're the top of their field, and or they're branching out into something new, something innovative, and they are here to bring it forward to you guys, my final bosses, and my smarts. So let's get into it. Now, my show typically, I pick all the topics anyway, but there's a wide range of talking points that usually occurs on my show. I try to keep away from politics, sports, and celebrity. I try to keep away from that, but everything else outside of that is game on. Like tonight's segment, we're going to be doing a deep nosedive into the world of citizen journalism. Now, we're not just talking about the regular news, right? We're talking about remaking of the news itself. I have some serious ideas about how things are going to play out in the next 5 to 10 years. It's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. But we're going to be dissecting what citizen journalism actually is. And the very concept of everyday individuals like you and I, who are becoming frontline reporters. People just whipping out their phone and recording. They're adding some commentary to it. And now you got a news report. These acts are reshaping how information is gathered, disseminated, and critically consumed. We're going to be talking about all these things and what it truly means to become a citizen journalist. We're going to talk about its humble beginnings to its current global influence, and understanding the paradigm shift. Understanding the paradigm shift is essential. We're going to unpack all of it. We're going to unpack it like you open up in a gift on Christmas Day. We're going to unpack it. We're going to talk about the complexities, the controversies, and the future implications of what the media landscape is going to look like and how it will forever be changed. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Well, if you haven't heard, the terminology has been thrown around a lot. I know I've mentioned it a few times in the last couple of episodes. I've mentioned the term citizen journalism. And I want you to know why it is becoming so vital, as we basically are moving beyond normal descriptions of how we see the media currently. We can talk about the core fundamentals of citizen journalism, examining the different roles in which individuals like you and I play in creating this content. We can talk firsthand accounts, interviews, analysis, reporting, fact checking, and disseminating and verifying to a global audience, because that's the reach right now. Like, I'm looking at who's watching right now, and I have people from all over the world who are viewing this podcast right now. I see people from Cali. I see people from India. I think that's somewhere in Europe. But yeah. But the shape of the media is rapidly changing. It is rapidly changing. And that major shift of how things are transforming is incredible. It is incredible. You have to say to yourself, as you're viewing from different outlets and different people, you have to ask yourself, who's doing or bringing the ethical balance, right? Who's doing the fact checking? Who's verifying the information that is being conveyed to you, the listener? And what complications and implications does citizen journalism have on you, the viewer, right? And how it's challenging traditional media models. We, as content creators, podcasters, on the spot camera viewing and recording, we have to be mindful that we are being empowered to act as watchdogs. And we have to make sure that the information that we're conveying and pushing to you, the viewer, we have to make sure that as watchdogs, we hold ourselves accountable. We have to make sure that we are holding ourselves accountable, because there's so many people out there that are just running amok. The misinformation is at an all-time high. The misinformation is at an all-time high, right? But the accountability in those who are portraying and delivering a professional product must also understand and see that the seeds of citizen journalism were sown long before this current age that we're in right now. Long before, right? There's historical roots that you must understand. You can't move forward in anything. Listen, you cannot move forward in anything if you don't understand and respect the past. You have to understand and respect the past in order to move forward. If not, you're just going to be spinning your wheels, right? You're just going to be spinning your wheels. With social media and all these other news outlets and media outlets that are available for the masses, the emergence of independently produced newsletters and alternative publications has changed how many see the media today. A lot of people have totally moved away from watching traditional news media models. They've gone away from it completely. Gone away from it. Like, talking about the history, we went from the telegraph. Some of y'all don't know what that is. I know my smarts and my final bosses do. We went from the telegraph to the printing press. And now, the dawn of web blogs and online forums, we're taking technological leaps forward with more citizen participation that are fostering in the spirit of this new spirit of how people receive their media. We're fostering in this new media, this spirit of citizen journalism. It's disrupting the status quo. It is disrupting the status quo. These traditional media models are losing viewership by the millions. By the millions. On almost every broadcast station, the numbers are and have been on a rapid decline for the last couple years. Now you have to ask yourself, how has the rise of citizen journalism upended the media establishment, right? You take shows like shout out to Shannon Sharp. You take shows like Club Shay Shay, and he does his interviews, like the interview he did with Cat Williams was record breaking. The numbers were incredible. And I'm an analytics guy. I have to be. I produced my own show, and I told you guys all about that a few weeks ago. But this is what is guarding the attention of you, the viewers, right? You, the viewers, is the man. Do you feel like, sometimes I feel like when I watch traditional media, sometimes I feel like I'm forcing myself to do that, because there were several events in the last year or two where the news was portrayed on a certain social media platform hours ahead of traditional news. So is it still considered news if it's hours behind? So if the incident was seen, recorded, and reported on a social media platform at 9 a.m. and the traditional platforms don't get it to 2 p.m. Eastern time, is it still considered news? Or are they regurgitating what happened from the 9 a.m. show? Which one is the real news? If you see it and it's happening right then and there, in my opinion, it's considered news at that moment in time. If it's shown again 5 hours later, then they're just regurgitating what we have already seen. And that happens. And I've seen it happen on numerous occasions. I even made a wager with someone that we were talking about an incident, and I said, watch this. They have it, this social media platform has it right now as it's happening right now. These guys over here, traditional model, they're not going to have it for hours later. And it happened. They picked the story up an hour or two later, and I watched the clock, and it was incredible that it was happening like that. I think those traditional models are not going to be able to last long. I just don't see it happening. Right? Just like overall, newspapers, television, radio, all these different media outlets are suffering from viewership. And it's hard for them to adapt and compete with what is already faster, more dynamic. How are you going to how can he compete with that? They won't be able to compete with that. How? They're going to have to change their business models, and they need to do it soon, or they're going to end up like some of these other businesses that failed to change their business model at the dawn of the internet. No need to name some names, but there are models out there, and we've studied those models. Several businesses that failed to incorporate into the changing, I would like to say the changing of the guard into the internet, and they stayed in their traditional business model, and they suffered, and those businesses failed. So, you know, with those, hold on, let me see, somebody's responding. Yep. Yes, accountability. Yes, indeed. But these dynamic news cycles, corporate, it's impacting their dollars, right? Right. If you understand business, you understand shareholders, they're trying to figure out how, one, either they're going to change their business model, two, they're going to get a foothold into some type of regulation for social media sources and citizen journalism. I have a few ideas, but I don't want to get into that because that'd be going way. That's doing I don't want to get into that. That's going to be crazy. Man, talking about controlling information, that would be crazy. But I could see something in the near future of how corporate is going to try to control the information that is coming out to the public in reference to the media and news. There are a lot of challenges. There are a lot of challenges in that. Some of those challenges was what funding sustainable journalism in a market increasingly saturated with free content. Yeah. It's going to be challenges. And I didn't, man. Look, I got a vivid imagination. I didn't want to go down that route because, look, I don't, a lot of times I feel like certain episodes are doom and gloom, and tonight's not doom and gloom. Tonight is more informational, and as I continue on this path as a podcaster, and I'm so excited. My 100th show is rapidly approaching. Listen, I wouldn't have guessed. I couldn't, man. When I first started this, I could not have told you that I would have been able to see myself doing this, going to my 100th episode. Would not been able to tell you that. A little bit about me. I'm one of those people that I love and accept challenges. But once I've met the challenge, a lot of times I'm ready to move on to the next challenge. But here's the unique thing about having this podcast and producing each show, from the content to the research to the audio visual. As you can see, the marketing. I do marketing all day long. Each episode presents a challenge. Each episode presents a challenge, which makes it unique and equally gratifying. There's a level of gratification in that I can't put my hand on, but it's so unique and refined. It's like sipping, for my wine drinkers out there, it's like sipping on a very vintage wine or a top shelf bourbon. I'm a bourbon guy, right? Top shelf bourbon, and it's equally gratifying and challenging each week, each episode. I'm constantly taking notes. I'm viewing information. I'm thinking about, hey, what are we going to talk about this week? When I have my special guest on, I have to figure out who's going to be a special guest. I need those promo videos. I need the promo videos for my special guest. And even with our show with the sensei on Tuesday night, a lot of times our show is about science, technology, and AI. And even with that show, so there's a broad amount of satisfaction in doing this. And not every day do I feel like doing it. But it's work. I'm working. This is work. I'm not getting paid, but this is work for me. This is work. And presenting to you a professional product with information that you can check out from scholarly resources and references and do your own research and say, you know what? He is the final boss because he knows exactly what he's talking about. So that's where I'm at with it. And this is why I wanted to talk about citizen journalism. Because to me, I've seen it from afar, right? I've seen this thing that was going to explode some time ago. And what it has shown me personally, and I like to phrase my statements back to, in my opinion, or me personally. So I'm giving you guys my direct opinion, right? Me personally, I saw this thing and I see it becoming a powerful force that would amplify marginalized voices, right? Voices of the voiceless. That'd be a great line in a rap song. I'm dropping bars right now. So many different political groups we have seen have their agendas been pushed by content creators. The mega movement, the Black Lives Matter movement, different movements dealing with social justice, civil rights, Planned Parenthood, and inequalities dealing with the advocacy of LGBT. I don't know. Look, don't fault me. Don't fault me on that. I don't know all the letters. I'm so sorry. Don't listen. I'm an advocate, and I'm letting you guys know. I know and I see and I recognize your movements. All these different social groups and agendas have had assistance by content creators, podcasts, and people from social media. Direct information to your hand, from your hand, right there. So, firsthand accounts of social unrest from all those I just mentioned that have been directly impacted to providing and reaching underprivileged underrepresented communities. Underrepresented communities. Because of social media, the voiceless are now being heard. The voiceless are now being heard. This has an impact. This has an impact. Like I said, I'm an analytics guy, right? I've seen my numbers when I first started and where I am now. I started about a year and a half ago. I think my first episode, I probably had 10 views or 10 interactions on it. Right now, I have several episodes that are 1 million plus. So it's having an impact. Not only is it having an impact on how you see and receive this information, this content, it's also having an impact on social change. How we see each other, how we see the world as a whole, how we see America, how we see the wealthy, the rich, the middle class, and the poor. All of these social constructs are experiencing a level of social change. And citizen journalism is playing a significant role in that. Ask yourself this, right? How, now that you know what citizen journalism is, because I've explained it to you, now you know what it is. How, ask yourself this question: how has citizen journalism contributed to social justice movements and efforts to hold those in power accountable and fostering a more inclusive media landscape? We just had a major incident this past week. That derived from social media and social media platforms. And it was a dig at the current POTUS. It was a dig at him. And it went viral. It was impactful. Doesn't make it right or wrong. I'm being bipartisan at the moment. Doesn't make it right or wrong, but it was impactful. All week long, all you heard was taco. What? Out of all of the things that people have said against the current POTUS, who have said, I mean, look, my point is that stuck and it went viral and it was impactful and it made it to the White House. That is a product of citizen journalism. I'm waiting for y'all answers. Nobody dropping any answers. Okay, let the professor continue. We are in the era of real-time reporting. at your fingertips right now, real time. The speed of information and how does a faster flow affect media? The swiftness of real-time reporting, the swiftness. How does that affect your news consumption? And how do you process it? I just gave you an example of real-time media or news reporting being done on a social media platform right then, right there, real time. And later on, traditional news picked it up hours later. How does that affect how you consume your news? How does it affect how you process it? When I saw it, in my opinion, because I recognized what it was, when I've seen it on traditional platform, it felt like a rerun. And they were hours behind. Hours behind. That definitely affects how you see it, consume it, and process it. There are a lot of challenges and opportunities to ensure that real-time news is being accurately reported. But I believe until we get to some point where we can honestly say, you know what, this is being vetted by whomever, it's up to us and our responsibility and accountability. It's up to us who's viewing it to vet it ourselves. Vet what you consume. It's no different than what you choose to consume when you're watching regular TV. It's no different. You change the channel, you're like, hey, you know what? I don't want to watch this. You go to something else. Hey, the game's on. I don't want to watch this. They're losing. Oh, this looks good. This is one of those housewives. Nope, not watching that either. Here we go. National Geographic. It's Shark Week. I'm gonna watch that. It's the same process. When you're viewing information, I vet the information that I'm consuming. You have to have self checks and balances. You have to have that, right? You have to have that. I feel like we're going to get to a point where we are beyond the rumor spread of misinformation. I feel like we're approaching a point where, because of our own due diligence and wanting to receive the proper information, I feel like misinformation is going to collapse on itself. And that's my opinion. I'm forecasting, but this is something that I'm forecasting. I see a collapse of how misinformation goes away, because at some point it arrived like bad news, and then it filtered and it was everywhere. But if you understand systems, right? If you truly understand the frameworks of how systems operate, you will understand that the misinformation piece is one of those fly-by-night things, right? In fast, gone even faster. Watch what I tell you. It doesn't have any real base or legs as a foundation to stand on. When something does not have a foundation to stand on, listen, it's bound to collapse. It is bound to collapse. It's like some of these politicians who, ooh, I can't say that. Flag on the play. Give myself a flag on the play. Flag on the play. My whole show's about to get shut. Flag on the play. My whole show about to get shut down off of something I was about to say. Ooh, I'm glad I caught that one. Oh boy, man. Greater power comes with greater responsibility. Citizen journalism has a set of complex ethical responsibilities. Y'all know I love ethics. That's my favorite word. Ethics, at least as it pertains to my podcast. Y'all know that. I say ethics at least every episode. Complex ethical responsibilities. The accuracy and the necessity of being objective and non-biased can be a daunting task, a struggle even. We have to delve into inherent challenges as they arise, right? We have to delve into these inherent challenges as they arise. How else can you weigh the value of informing the public against the necessity of making sure the resources or sources are protected? We have to continue to respect each other's privacy, and we have to avoid the spread of potentially harmful content. There's a social responsibility in that. We have to govern ourselves. Listen, we have to govern ourselves. We have to make that a priority. We have to make that a priority. We just do. Accuracy. Accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. We have to make sure that the information is as accurate as possible. Because this time, while it's still here, the time of misinformation is still here. So we have to make sure that the information is accurate as possible. I would never come on here and disrespect my brand or myself, the final boss. I would never come on here and disrespect my brand and make a statement out of a rumor or regurgitate something I heard as rumor. That's disrespecting my brand and watering it down. I'm not calling myself a citizen journalist. However, I do operate within the confines of that definition. A lot of citizen journalists are often operating with fewer resources. And that goes from equipment to how you receive it. Like this is my studio, and my show is reaching millions, right? As the $1 million studio is doing the same thing, and they may not be reaching millions, but so much capital goes into that product. Imagine what I would be able to produce if I had the same level of capital. Imagine what I would be able to produce. Think about that. Think about the Final Boss podcast on a global scale. Think about it. Think about it being #1 podcast in the world. Think about it. Think about having the budget of a multi-million-dollar production studio. Imagine what can be produced. I'm producing valuable content at a fraction of their cost. A fraction. And I'm not even getting paid. But I love this, man. I love this. I love it. Oh, man. You know what? I might have to see. I got 2.5 minutes left. Just looked at the clock. Nowhere near finish this topic. So I'm gonna make it a series. Boom. Tune in next Sunday. Tune in next Sunday for part 2 of the unveiling of the world of citizen journalists. We're going to go into it a little bit deeper next Sunday, 9 p.m. right here with your guy, the Final Boss. Thank you, everyone, for viewing. Thank you for your feedback. As you can see, I need the promo. Yes, I do. I need the promo. Listen, if you're up and you know you're about to be a guest on the show and you have not given me a promo video yet, flag on the play to you. You know what? Before we go out, I'm going out like this. All the flags. All the flags. I need my promo videos, people. I need my promo videos. Get them to me. Yes. For all my special guests. And that's for the Thursday night show. I'll see you guys again this Tuesday with the Sensei for our Tuesday night, 9 p.m. show. And then I'll be back on Thursday with special guests. Now, I've been running a live rebroadcast, which has really been doing really great. I think that concept is really working. A live rebroadcast on Thursday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live rebroadcast this up and coming Thursday, or I'm going to actually have a special guest on. But you'll have to tune in to see. you would have to tune in to find out who's going to be on here next Thursday. Look out for all the promo information. Look out for all of the postings and threads that I push out daily. That's very informative information. Let you guys know about what's up and coming. Speaking of which, I can't wait to my 100th show, man. We are 11 episodes away. Well, now 10 episodes away from our 100th episode. 100th episode. Oh, man, I'm so excited. See you next week. See you next week for part 2 of Unveiling the World of Citizen Journalism. This is a great topic, man. I hope you learned a lot from it. I hope you can see the direction that I'm going in. I hope you can see the direction that the world as a whole is going in as the media is being conveyed to you. Yes, you. Yes, you. But that's our show for tonight. This is the Final Boss, and this is the Final Boss podcast. Be balanced, be equal, and be smart. Y'all have an amazing week. And to everyone out there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. That's our show. Talk to you soon. Have a great one.